Welcome to Paris.
There is nowhere like it in the world.
A city of culture and history.
Extraordinaire!
Paris, it's where motor racing started.
A street race between Paris and Rouen.
And for the third time, Paris welcomes Formula E.
And we go green in Paris.
Tell him to get out of the way!
Incroyable.
Close action.
Sometimes too close.
Oh, he's hitting!
Who will make their move?
There's plenty for the crowd to cheer about. Prost, Renault, Diaz.
And of course, a local boy, Jean-Eric Vergne.
Leading the points at home.
Bravo!
Allez, Jeff!
Bonne chance, Jeff.
Merci Paris et merci à tous les Parisiens. I'm the current ABB Formula E Championship leader. I drive for Team Tichila and we're on top of the table. I'm Jean-Eric Vergne and this is where I grew up. And soon I'm going to be racing in the 2018 Qatar West Paris Ypres. Let's see what else we got coming up in this episode of Street Racers.
In this episode, we'll be sneaking into the driver's briefing ahead of the 2018 Qatar Airways Paris Ypres.
We'll see what happened when the FE drivers swapped their racing cars for go-karts in a charity event to raise funds for disabled and aspiring racing drivers.
I think all the racing drivers in the world, the more we can help, we should and we will. So really happy to see cases like Billy, fighting through and chasing their dreams.
And we'll go behind the scenes in the Techeetah garage for the race here in Paris.
Box fist lap.
But first, Jev is going to take us for a tour of his boyhood streets, which just so happened to be the Paris Ypres circuit. This track is the shortest on the calendar at 1.9 kilometers. The 14 corners wind their way through the beautiful streets surrounding Les Invalides, right in the heart of the City of Light. The track starts on the roundabout directly in front of the Grand Hotel des Invalides.
So right now we are at the entrance of Turn 2, the highest speed corner there is around this track of Paris. And a very important corner to get right, especially in the race. If you go too slow, you consume too much energy after in the straight line. So yeah, quite important to get this corner right. Right here we are at the start line, main straight line of the circuit. Probably the only overtaking point that we got also around the track. So yeah, that's probably where we reached the highest speed also, approximately 215 kilometers per hour. So we're here in turn 3, technically the first corner after the start line. So a right-hand corner, quite important to get right. Wall is very close, obviously, on the exit. And yeah, since there are not that many corners, it's always important to be as quick as possible in here.
Turns 4, 5, and 6 bring us in front of the impressive tomb of Napoleon.
So now we're in the middle of the second sector. Amazing place, obviously. We are also on the part of the track that is normally stone, but they resurfaced this part of the track so that we can drive on it, obviously. So it's very smooth, very grippy, very nice, and we are on the slowest part of the track right now.
Turn 8 takes us away from the tomb to the incredibly tight Turn 9.
So right now in Turn 9, the slowest speed corner of the track. Very important to get a clean exit. Obviously, as you can see, there is a massive long straight line. And it's also, I think, the second only possibility of overtaking in this place.
Turns 10, 11, 12 and 13 bring us back in front of the Invalides complex to complete the circuit.
So we're here in the last corner, finishing line of the track. Right here we got the pit entry and the finishing line is just in the middle of that corner. So actually it's quite funny because in qualifying you see some drivers going maximum speed, almost crashing into this wall just to try and gain maximum speed. So that's it for the track of Paris, now let's go racing.
So that's what Jev thinks of the track.
But what are the other drivers saying?
The driver's briefing is a meeting that occurs behind closed doors before every Ypres. The drivers get the chance to have their say on any issues or concerns ahead of the race.
The meeting is chaired by FIA race director Scott Elkins, and every driver plus a representative from each team is required to attend.
The drive-through time here is 50 seconds.
stop and go is 65. Pit entry, blue and white line, don't cross it from right to left. Definition of the pit lane is pretty obvious with a blue line and a white line defining the different lanes. As it was last year, no overtaking in that pit lane roundabout. Yep.
I don't know if you're going to mention or not, but the blue lane on the exit of the roundabout, it's almost impossible to avoid it.
Yeah, but it doesn't say that we cannot go over it anywhere.
Yeah, you can run
over.
over
You can run over, no problem.
Only when you're entering. You can't cross it, same as always.
No, but not here. Not there. In the roundabout, where it's a safety lane. So basically, where the safety lane starts.
Well, you told us in Punta that we couldn't cross.
Yes.
The beginning of the.
So beginning of the safety lane, it's exactly at the exit of the roundabout.
Yeah.
So it's impossible not to cross it, basically.
Okay.
When you do the roundabout, when they do the loop on the.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. Then that's a transition, right? The roundabout. So let's call that a transition, and you can go over that way, but you have to get into the lane as soon as possible. Race is 49 laps. Poles on the left-hand side. Something that's different here that I'll have to manage during the car change. Any blue flag command between roughly laps 23 and 26 will come from me. So 23 to 26, because of the configuration of the circuit, because going down pit lane takes you almost as long as it does to do a lap, I don't want that to screw somebody up. So during the car change procedure, roughly lap 23 through 26, if there's a blue flag that you must obey, it'll come as a direction from race control. So during that period of time, the flags on your dash you can ignore. I know that's weird, but I think the environment that we're in here allows for that. So I'm just trying to help you guys out and not ruin somebody's race.
Excuse me. Does it mean that if you're first, you're coming in the pit quite early, you go one lap down, but you're first and there is a guy that is, let's say, 15th, you're going to give us a blue flag?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
No, not you. I'm trying to make it so that we can cycle through the car changes without having to have a blue flag. That's what I'm trying to do.
It's more like if a guy which is 15th boxes early and
Yes.
comes in front of the leader.
Yes, and then he's in the way, and then I want him to get out of your way. So yes, hand on my heart, I'll do what I can. Thank you.
Now that the serious stuff is out of the way, maybe it's time for a little fun? Let's join the guys out on the go-kart track for some good times for a good cause.
Billy Monger is an 18-year-old British racing driver who raced in British F4. He's also referred to as Billy the Whiz. Unfortunately, Billy was involved in a near-fatal 120-mile-per-hour crash at Donington Park last April, in which he lost both of his legs. But months later, he was back behind the wheel and even managed to claim a podium on his first return to serious racing. Formula E drivers got behind the wheel of electric carts to race alongside Billy to raise funds and awareness for the charity Spinal Track, who produce track-prepared cars for disabled aspiring drivers looking to make it into motorsport. Taking place at Jean-Eric Vergne's family-owned boyhood karting track, the RKC, the race was organised by our host with the support of the newly established FIA Disability and Accessibility Commission and its president, Natalie McGloin.
We're here today to raise awareness for the Commission and some funds for a charity called Spinal Track, and also to support Billy Monger in his racing career since his accident last year. I think this event's a really nice event just to get some support for disabled drivers. Really nice to have the Formula E drivers really celebrating the fact that this sport is so inclusive. So the funds raised today for the charity are going to be fantastic. But I think it's just about coming together as a motorsport family to really mark a new progressive era. Billy's story is massively inspiring. To be able to do what he's done in such a short space of time and finish his first race on the podium, he's an absolute legend. And I'm really looking forward to the race this afternoon with all the Formula E drivers and Billy competing together. This might be a charity event, but every single driver out on that circuit is going to want to win.
Play no games.
After 6 hard-fought laps, 26-year-old Portuguese MS and ED Andretti driver Antonio Felix da Costa claimed victory.
Any day in a go-kart is a good day, so really happy to have made it today, and you know, a bit more of a chilled atmosphere than when we're actually racing at the racetrack. So it was a lot of fun.
It was great, you know, to have nearly half the grid of Formula E drivers. We're here on my karting track where I grew up, and yeah, it's amazing, you know, to do some karting and between all of us together before the race.
At the end of the day, we did a final race with all the Formula E drivers and Billy as well, and that was good. I won that one, which is good. I started at the front, and then I tried to create a little bit of a mess, you know, slowing down in the middle of the corners, kept everyone compact. Some good little racing, so it's cool.
Although there's loads of drivers here and we're here to take part, it's like we're here to race, and it's there's loads of other quick kids out there as well. So it's been just a good day hacking in the go-karts.
Watching Billy, I think what impresses me the most is just he acts like nothing's wrong. You know, everything's normal. He can do everything himself. He doesn't want help getting into the go-kart or getting out. He's quick when he's on the track. I think just the mentality and the spirit that he has is so inspirational. So I think all the racing drivers in the world, the more we can help, we should and we will. So really happy to see cases like Billy, you know, fighting through and chasing their dreams.
I'm still learning a lot, so I've still got a lot of years ahead of me to progress and move up the ranks before moving into something like Formula E. Got to keep progressing as much as I can and see where I end up.
I think he has a great future ahead of him. The motivation is there, that's no doubt.
We should start to be looking to people like Billy for our younger generations coming through. He will inspire people to get into motorsport and just prove that anything is possible.
It was a strong start for our host. He made his way around the final corner and wrestled his Techeetah car across the line to go quicker than anyone else in the group qualifying.
Then it was on to the Super Pole Shootout. The fastest 5 drivers would get one more lap to try and claim pole position. Jev's teammate Andre Lotterer tried, but it wasn't good enough.
Sam Bird's quick lap gave him potential pole.
Mauro Engel, in only his second Super Pole, drove well but wasn't quick enough to challenge Bird.
Antonio Felix da Costa beat the odds to get him and his Andretti car into this shootout, but in the end, he wasn't even close.
Last up was our host and championship leader Jean-Eric Vergne, and the Parisian did not disappoint as he put in a wonderful lap and went quicker than anyone else by over 2.5 tenths of a second to claim pole position on home soil. Let's catch up with Jev now as he talks us through that scintillating lap.
So this is going to be my pole lap from the Qatar Paris Ypres. So we're coming in a very slow speed section where the beginning of the lap is starting. It's starting right now, so trying to get a good exit, very important to prepare the lap. Now getting in the fastest speed corner of the circuit, very important to get a clean exit, very long straight line ahead, going very close outside, close to the wall. Now braking after the 100-meter board. Braking quite important. 90 degrees right corner, quite good to get a good exit, come back to the right for the next left-hand side. Sorry. Now getting to a very difficult section, right, left, very slow speed corner in front of a beautiful building. Now getting in the slower speed corner of the circuit with this hairpin, going to nearly 50 kph. Again, very important to get a good exit. And yeah, straight line is as long as the other one. Now getting in a corner that is very tough, it seems that you're going to hit the wall every time an exit, go very close to it. And now getting in the last sector with a fast right handle, very bumpy, very hard on the car. And then it's quite important to just throw yourself over the line to try and get as maximum speed as possible and gain the last few cents. So yeah, that was the pole lap of the Paris Qatar Ypres.
Incredible lap from Jev. We'll catch up with him on the front row of the grid later in the show. But now, let's switch sports. Let's head to the Lagardère Paris Racing Tennis Club,
where Panasonic Racing drivers Nelson Piquet Jr. and Mitch Evans went head-to-head in a special tennis challenge. We also enlisted the help of pro tennis stars Milos Raonic and Nicolas Mahut to help coach our drivers.
Mahut would partner Evans against Piquet and Raonic.
The challenges were simple. who could hit the fastest serve, an accurate smash competition, and it would end with a bit of a game.
I'm feeling good, but I haven't played for many years. When I was younger, I used to play a little bit, but yeah, nothing special.
The speed gun one, I think we should be good. He's got the strength, and hopefully he can just figure out the rhythm.
He looks really talented, so I'm really confident about this challenge. The accurate smash, I think, is the one we're gonna focus on.
It's always good to meet different athletes and talk about different insides of each other's sports, so it's always interesting. Well, I'm here to have fun. We're gonna win at the track.
First up, fastest serve. 61 from PK. Could Evans do better? Yes, he can. That's 1-0 to Evans.
Next up, boom, accurate smash.
Close from Evans. PK nails it. Evans fires back, but PK immediately answers to take the win.
It's 1-1 so far. Who would be the first to score a point against Mahu and win the deciding challenge?
Great work at the net from Mitch. Ooh, that's classy from Mahu, but PK smashes it to take the point and win the tennis challenge.
Unlucky Mitch, and congrats to Nelson. Good form, boys.
We made some great progress, you know. It's one of his first times playing tennis. To put forth the effort and the level that he did is pretty impressive. He made the progress and he got the win.
I think it was fun experience. I mean, we enjoyed a lot playing together, and he said he never played, but actually I think he lied a little bit because he's good. He knows how to play tennis.
As a complete rookie, you don't know what the hell you're doing, so it's nice to have some advice and also just to watch them play and see how they move and stuff. So
I think the game at the end, that was fun, just to play a little bit, be able to get a bit of a rhythm and feel a bit, talk to these guys, see how their world is a little bit. I think those are the fun parts.
I loved it. You know, I've never played with professionals before, so I used to play a little bit when I was younger, so I've not played for like 10 years, but it comes back a little bit. But I mean, I love tennis, I love watching it. I watch most of the Grand Slams and big tournaments, so I've got a real respect for what they do. So it was great to see an inside of little techniques and just to see it in real life so close up, especially with the serving, is quite impressive. So it was cool to experience it today.
Now let's get to the grid as the drivers get geared up for the 2018 Qatar Airways Paris Ypres.
Well, I'm usually very happy to be on pole in my home city, on my home race, Paris. It's been a great day so far, so expectation is to keep it this way. So good race, clean race, good start, no mistake, and bring a good result at the end.
Check.
Check radio, okay.
Jean-Eric Vergne on pole on the right-hand side. Sam Bird alongside him on the front row. All 5 lights are on, and we go green in Paris, and it's a decent start from Bird, but I think it was pretty clean from Vergne as well. And in fact, here comes Lotterer in the other Tachita around the outside. Can he squeeze Bird out? They're going to make contact, and Lotterer is going to go very close to the wall. Sam Bird just about holding off that attack from the other Tachita, and that could have been crucial for the race. Jean-Eric Vergne leading the way, and Bird is right with him. Big lockup. And Da Costa's off. Da Costa has dropped out of it. And here's a look from Daniel Abt. He's picking off drivers left, right and centre. He dispatches Jerome D'Ambrosio. Here is Sam Bird in second position at the moment, sandwiched between the two Tachitas.
So you have a small amount more energy than the Bird, a small amount.
Abt is really, really aggressive, sending one up the inside of Rosenqvist, and he gets through. Wow. So that is punchy stuff. What a thrilling nose-to-tail battle this is as they come down towards Vergne once more. But this is fantastic, just 3 guys flat out for the lead.
Jean-Eric Vergne has got the advantage at the key points of the track and is driving a masterful race.
Box face lap.
And he's gone for it! Locks up the front 2 tyres, just about gets it stopped. Now, in come the top 3.
A quick pit stop for Jev and the Techeetah team meant he was on for the win, but Bird was on the chase.
Vergne's pit stop was a second quicker than Sam Bird's.
Radio check.
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
De Grassi has jumped Maro Engel and has more
But
usable
Maro
energy.
Engel's got something to say about it, Jack.
Last lap was not good enough on Banana.
Okay, and that's all, and here we go. That's a bold move from Andre Lotterer. Sends it, isn't getting it stopped. Oh, the 2 clunk into each other rather clumsily.
that's very
But Lotterer
clumsy.
gets the job done. And now here comes De Grassi. He's joined them from about 8 seconds back and is right behind Sam Bird now.
He senses blood in the water.
And there we go, De Grassi up the inside past Sam Bird. And with every move that is made on Bird, Jean-Eric Vergne gets a little bit happier at the top of the championship.
Keep focus, as De Grassi is fast behind.
Oh, Mortara's off, no! He was so close to flying up the order. Daniel Abt is using his fan boost now as he tries to pass Sebastian Buemi. He's got the inside line, he's going to force his way through. Good work from Daniel Abt. And now it's just one more tour for Jean-Eric Vergne to finally win in France. But it's the battle for second that is on. Lotterer looks as though he's got that second place. Buemi is back past Daniel Abt for 6th position, but none of that will matter to Jean-Eric Vergne. The Parisian wins in Paris.
Well done, congratulations.
And De Grassi is second. Oh, Bird's lost the front right. Bird is in 3rd, but he hasn't got a front right wheel.
Another victory on the board for Jev means his lead extends to 31 points over Sam Bird.
A disappointing race for Felix Rosenqvist leaves him even further behind the front runners on 86 points. With only 4 championship races remaining, every point counts as the title fight heats up.
So that's a wrap for the Callaway Paris Ypres, and what an amazing day this has been. You know, winning my own race, doing pole position, and leaving the championship with even more lead, it's absolutely brilliant. So can't wait to be in the next race, keep pushing hard, and I'll see you guys in Berlin. Ciao.
Yes, it's Berlin next. Wonder whether he can do back-to-back wins? We'll find out on May 19th. Now though, let's check out what's been going down on social media. DS Virgin Racing tweeted these photos from the star-studded Paris grid. Seemed like movie stars Idris Elba and Luke Evans were pretty excited to be there.
And the DS Virgin boss, Sir Richard Branson, posted this pic of the DS Virgin car rolling down the Paris pit lane. We agree, Sir Richard, FE is the future.
Man of the hour Jean-Eric Vergne Instagrammed this amazing pic of him celebrating in front of his home fans and said this was the best win of his career. And it seemed like the celebrations went on way into the night at the Hugo Boss after party. Jev insta'd this pic of him with F1 world champion Nico Rosberg.
And Paris Saint-Germain player Adrien Rabiot. I'm sure lots of dancing followed shortly after. Also busting moves was Antonio Felix da Costa as FE tweeted this clip of him moonwalking to celebrate International Dance Day.
That boy got swag! Well, that's unfortunately all we got time for this week, but don't miss the next episode as Avengers star Idris Elba will be trying his luck in the Formula E car.
That was wicked, man. Like, honestly, that was a really good drive. The car was wicked.
And we'll be going behind the scenes of FE TV to show you how all the action is brought to your screens.
Don't miss it. See you then, street racers. Peace out.
For weekly Formula E videos, click subscribe on the left-hand side. To watch the next one, click the icon in the centre, and remember to hit the like button and leave your comments down below.